Tournament.
Nebhard takes the inbounds pass, 12 seconds into the front court, all the way to the rim, blocked from behind by Tony.
Hog Reaction is brought to you by Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, Guild Mortgage, and Ritter Communications.
Feeds Wade in the corner, three-pointer, good!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Down goes Gonzaga. For the second time this season, the Razorbacks have upset the number one ranked team in the country, and the Hogs are going to the Elite Eight.
And welcome into Hog Reaction. After a disappointing night across the natural state, I know this one hurts Hog fans, but you have to remember it was an incredible season. It was a great team, a great coach team, and it was a great run in the NCAA tournament. Back-to-back Elite Eight runs for Eric Musselman and his staff and these great players, and you just got to feel for them and just feel for the pain and the hurt that they're going through right now, especially guys that you definitely can't see back in a Razorback uniform. A guy like Trey Wade, guys like Stanley Amude and Chris Likes, Jalen Williams, J.D. Notae, Devo Davis, they have the opportunity, and Audis Tony all have the opportunity to come back next year, but we'll just have to wait and see for that. As your Razorbacks, they fall in the Elite Eight, 78-69 to the Duke Blue Devils, a team that feels like it's just part of destiny right now with the greatest storyline that only could have been written in Hollywood as Coach K finishes out his final season, and it will be in New Orleans next week. But Razorbacks had a phenomenal season. They played their hearts out tonight, and it hurts, but you got to sit back, reflect, and realize that there are some great things that happened this season for Eric Musselman and the team. Jalen Williams played his heart out tonight, having a double-double. This was his fourth consecutive double-double in the NCAA tournament, 19 points, 9 rebounds. Trey Wade had a big three there to kind of help you try to get back into the game. He finished with 7. Tony had 4 points. Stanley Amude had 14, and so did J.D. Notae. And unfortunately, I guess the best way to sum up the way that this game ended and the game felt is that J.D. Notae fouled out with 14 points, bringing his career point total to 1,999. Hopefully about to be joined by Tommy Kraft and be joined by Ty Richardson at some point from San Francisco, as he's been there for most of the week. And thanks to all of our great sponsors for allowing us to bring you the best Razorback coverage in the state of Arkansas. Ritter Communications, providing 100% fiber internet from 100% Arkansas company. Ritter Communications, right by you. Gilded Mortgage, serving you for all your home loan needs. See more at gildedmortgage.com. Get a free furnace when you purchase a qualifying new system from Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling. Call 855-GO-CALL-BUD or gocallbud.com. Bud Anderson is the official heating and cooling provider for your Arkansas Razorbacks. 877-377-6963. Your calls, your texts, your Hog Reaction on a heartbreaking night, but a great season for the Razorbacks. We'll take your calls and your texts on the other side, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Hog Reaction right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
You're listening to Hog Reaction live from San Francisco at the NCAA Tournament. Hog Reaction is brought to you by Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, Guild Mortgage, and Ritter Communications.
Being helpful is what Arvest Bank is all about. And part of being helpful is listening to our customers, which is one of the reasons why Arvest Go, our mobile app, has been certified 2 years in a row by J.D. Power for providing an outstanding mobile banking experience. You can easily pay friends, securely lock and unlock your cards, deposit checks, pay bills, and more. So download Arvest Go today. Arvest Bank, ready to help. Member FDIC. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies, inspect your fire protection systems and devices, hygienically launder your uniforms, and keep you well-stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes. Learn how Cintas can help you open your doors with confidence.
Oh, I'm ready.
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin Tires and top-of-the-line service. You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin Tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
Barrels and Brews Bottle Shop at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing has everything you need for March Madness and beyond. In stock now, Peyton Manning's Bourbon, made with a blend of 3 Tennessee bourbons to create a special and one-of-a-kind offering. Enjoy this bourbon or choose from a fine selection of quality bourbons and whiskeys throughout the store. Wine Wednesday every Wednesday, or hit the cooler for the coldest beer in town. All this and more at Barrels and Brews Bottle Shop at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing.
Wide open look for Amude, and he buries it.
Late breaking news. Central Hydraulics has teamed up with Wacker Neuson to meet your ever-growing equipment needs. Wacker Neuson offers loaders, excavators, skid steers, telehandlers, and more. Central Hydraulics is also your Gates Hydraulic Hose Center. Stop by today at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
Gray Steel Structures Incorporated is a family-owned business based in Greenwood specializing in steel structures. Owner Will Gray has 20 years experience doing the job right and making sure you're satisfied with the structure you have a need for. Gray Steel Structures serves both commercial and residential customers. Whatever your need may be, mini storage, RV storage, home workshop, or any metal building need, make Gray Steel Structures your first call. Gray Steel Structures, 252-2783. That's 252-2783.
GraySteelStructuresInc.com. That's Gray with an A.
Omega Car and Truck Accessories in Alma is the River Valley's premier accessories store. It's cold outside. Take advantage of remote start to heat up the car or get heated seats starting at only $200. Protect your interior from winter weather with WeatherTech floor liners. Omega has truck bed covers starting at just $399. Or schedule your truck for a spray-in bed liner with a lifetime warranty. Mention this ad to receive 10% off your purchase. Omega Car and Truck Accessories, behind Brahms in Alma.
Advanced Mechanical Performance, your premier UTV, off-road, truck, and Jeep repair facility. Whether it's a lift kit, an oil change, or a complete makeover of your machine, go see Cody and the gang at AMP and get it right the first time. These guys know what they're doing and are doing what they know. Advanced Mechanical Performance, 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Call them today at 434-4161.
Carco Auto Sales takes great pride in serving Fort Smith, the River Valley, and eastern Oklahoma for over 40 years, offering a variety of quality, late model, low mileage vehicles at unbeatable values. The friendly and knowledgeable staff can help you find the car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. Carco Auto Sales will purchase your vehicle as well. Come see the team at 2810 Midland Boulevard or give them a call at 783-1722. Check them out online at buyfromcarco.com. Carco Auto Sales, when you're ready.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Hog Reaction live from San Francisco at the NCAA Tournament.
Nebhard takes the inbounds pass, 12 seconds, into the front court, all the way to the rim, blocked from behind by Tony.
Hog Reaction is brought to you by Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, Guild Mortgage, and Ritter Communications.
Feeds Wade in the corner, three-pointer, good!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Down goes Gonzaga. For the second time this season, the Razorbacks have upset the number one ranked team in the country, and the Hogs are going to the Elite Eight.
And welcome back to Hog Reaction here on ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com. As the Arkansas Razorback season, unfortunately, has came to an end on the historic season of Coach K as they look to finish out his career. He just got his 13th Final Four, which is now an NCAA record. But it was a great season for Eric Musselman and the Razorbacks, and we're going to be here for about another hour to recap it, to take your calls, take your texts, 877-377-6963. Joined now by Tommy Kraft. Tommy, I know this one hurts, and especially for an older guy like you, you've seen way more of the ups and downs of this program and the feeling that it had going into this one. I know it hurts, but it still was a great season.
Wait a minute. Did you say Coach K's retiring at the end of the year?
Yes. I know.
Well,
shocker, right?
Seriously, someone should have said something before now. Seriously, that should. I was hoping that had come up tonight in the broadcast if that was indeed true. But two things tonight. The run at the end of the first half where Arkansas just was not – we'll get to a few other things, but two things that stood out to me. The run at the end of the first half that propelled Duke into the locker room. And then when Duke switched to zone, I don't know, mid-second half, Arkansas looked a little – out of kilter or lost at that point. That really fueled Duke to get to 15 or so. And Arkansas missed too many layups tonight, too many shots around the basket. Those are the things that, to me, stood out tonight. But you're right, it's a little painful to watch Duke, who seems to be, the manufactured destiny for this year's college basketball season, gets by tonight and moves on to the Final Four.
Yeah, they do. And you got to give it to Duke. They did play a phenomenal game. They played really good defense against Arkansas. Now, Arkansas had a lot of shots that were 50-50 balls, and you just didn't get lucky. You didn't get the bounces tonight. The rims were a little unforgiving at some points of this game, and that's just how it looked on TV. Wondering how it looked in San Francisco, we now bring on Ty Richardson, who's been there covering the Hogs. I know you just finished up with Eric Musselman. I saw some of the quotes on Twitter. First and foremost, how is the morale of the team? I mean, is it what you were kind of all expecting of the tears that normally follow a loss in the NCAA tournament?
Jalen Williams was really emotional following the game. I think he was probably the only one that looked like he'd either been crying or was close to tears. And I mean, this is an Arkansas kid that grew up loving this state, watching some of his favorite players that were high school kids in the state of Arkansas and come. So, yeah, you could tell Musselman was frustrated. JD was disappointed. Trey coming to the realization that he's just played his final game in a Razorback uniform, even since he's just transferred in and just had that 1 year. But yeah, I'm listening. I've got one of my headphones off. I'm listening to Coach K in the background while I'm talking to you guys. And he was complimentary of Arkansas, just didn't have it in the cards tonight, guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, it just wasn't in the cards. And Tommy, what was the main thing that kind of kept Arkansas out of the game? I mean, you talked about the end of that first half, but was there really one aspect of this game that really was the dividing factor to you? To me, I think it's got to be the rebounding, right? I mean, games are won on the glass.
Look at that, but when the game got to 5 in the second half and Coach K calls timeout with, was it 12-something to go or whatever the time was, from then on, it was just a different ball game. Some of that was the zone they switched to, but Arkansas just had trouble. And then let's face it, Arkansas got off to some bad runs offensively at stretches of the game. We can focus on the Chris Lykes off-balance shot that looked like he's trying to get the R in horse or something. But Arkansas took some poor looks at the basket. Some of those guys with 20 or more seconds on the shot clock. So, I mean, shot selection wasn't good at times tonight. Rebounding, they got outpowered. Bottom line, it's like what Coach Muss said after the ball game. He just got beat by a better team tonight. It stinks that it's Duke. I hate you couldn't be the answer to a trivia question someday at what team ended Coach K's career. I hate the fact that the ACC may have another team beyond Duke if North Carolina was in the final. I mean, none of this is the way anyone, I think, around the country outside of the ACC wants it to set up. But the bottom line is Arkansas just got blistered tonight by a better basketball team.
Yeah, it is the bottom line. And unfortunately, ACC still has 2 more opportunities to get it, to get 2 more teams. Could possibly get 3 out of the Final Four.
With a spoon. ACC basketball.
Exactly. Ty, how was the feeling in the building? How was the morale throughout the game? Was there a point? When was the point where you started to feel the energy get kind of sucked out of Razorback fans?
I think it was in a 10-0 run that Tommy just discussed. So they call timeout. Banchero gets whistled for a foul on Audice Toney. That Audice looked frustrated. Muss was clearly frustrated. He wanted to talk more about that in the press conference, but he did a good job of being even keeled because he knows a fine would come if that ended up happening. But it's what Tommy just said, man. That run just separated Arkansas. And I thought, what I tell you before the game, Drew, if they zone, Arkansas is going to have trouble. They zoned, and they just couldn't do it. Yeah, Jalen Williams had floater opportunities and taking it back. I know that he was really ticked off at some of the missed opportunities that he had, especially those layups. And Mark Williams, 7-footer, man, and he is a force down low. J.D. Notae missed some uncharacteristic layups as well. Just you had opportunities and you couldn't convert them. And like Tommy said and like Muss said, just got beat by a better team.
Well, the timeout adjustment or whatever you want to call it, but whatever magic Coach K rubbed on it after that timeout worked. I mean, that's all you can say is, there's a reason the guy's been. I don't particularly care for the guy. I think he's a jerk to most people. He knows when the cameras are on, but he's been to 13 Final Fours, or I guess this will be his 13th Final Four. So he does a few things right somewhere along the way.
Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, whether you hate him.
And he gets good players, too. I forgot about that part. He normally has the better players. Forgot about that.
Yeah, normally. I mean, like I said, whether you hate him or you love him, and I'd say 95% of college basketball hates Duke, you still have to show some respect to Coach K. 877-377-6963, taking your calls, your texts here on Hog Reaction as Ty is in. Ty is in San Francisco covering the Razorbacks, and we really appreciate all of our sponsors. Ritter Communications, providing 100% fiber internet from a 100% Arkansas community. Ritter Communications, right by you. Gilded Mortgage, serving you for all your home loan needs. See more at gildedmortgage.com. Get a free furnace when you purchase a qualifying new system from Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling. Call 855-GO-CALL-BUD or gocallbud.com. Bud Anderson is the official heating and cooling provider of the Arkansas Razorbacks, and we appreciate all of them for allowing us to give you the number one coverage of the Razorbacks in California. Before we go to break, guys, and we're going to get to texts and calls hopefully on the other side, do you have one word to kind of sum up the way you feel after this 78-69 point loss?
I think it's disappointment, not at the overall arc of the season, because you were very pleased at how this team finished out. But I think we talked about it, Drew, in Arkansas game day, that we felt like it would be a close game. It ended up being a 9-point differential, but it was more of a 15-point one in the second half. Arkansas didn't quit. They got a couple steals down the stretch, went on a 6-0 run to close out the game, but just hoping for a little closer one. I know Eric Musselman, he told us in the press conference, he's like, as soon as we get out of here, I'm going to focus on next season. So there's a guy that's going to get after it and try and figure out what it's going to take to get past an Elite Eight into a Final Four at some point, fellas.
You want me to sum up the season, or you want me to sum up tonight?
Just tonight. We'll get to the season later on, but just do want to kind of close this chapter, and then we'll start to reflect and really look back at how great of a season it was. But just right now, just tonight.
Outplayed. I mean, that'd be the one word I'd use. They just got outplayed tonight. I mean, there's no shame in that. I mean, you lost to a good team. Duke's a 2 seed, and at that level on the bracket for a reason. They do live on a little bit of tradition. They get what they want, but they've got the players. And tonight it was no different. Duke just outplayed Arkansas. There were some mistakes Arkansas made that was self-inflicted. Arkansas put themselves in a bind with the missed shots inside. But the thing that impressed me, even in the loss, guys, who was the guy scrapping for the ball and trying to get a dunk at the end with seconds left on the clock in that final possession? It's Jalen Williams. That guy never quit. And I'm not saying the other players did, but he was there trying to get one more point or one more basket for his team, even in the closing seconds when it didn't matter.
Yeah, you got to admire.
They fought hard.
You definitely have to admire that from Jalen, and the way he played tonight, and me and Ty talked about it, is that you would love for this game to be the Jalen Williams game because of him being from Northside, from Fort Smith, an Arkansas homegrown product, that it would only be fitting that he was the guy that got you over the edge and got you back into the Final Four for the first time since 1995. He tried his best. He did everything he could. And unfortunately, like you said, Tommy, Razorbacks just got outplayed. 877-377-6963. Taking your calls, your texts on the other side. We got plenty of Hog Reaction, plenty of time to get to all of your texts, your comments, concerns, thoughts, and your recaps of the season. So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook where you can check out their work.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind everyone to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I'd also like to remind any current homeowners or individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify.
The homestead tax credit can save you up to $375 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come get you some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
It is here, fast, reliable internet from Wave Rural Connect. Cedarville, Uniontown, Natural Dam, and surrounding areas get fast fiber internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider you can trust based in Ozark, Arkansas. Internet starts at $49.95 a month, TV at $43.99, and phone at $29.95. Order now at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Do it now. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
March is here at Frank Rowe Furniture, and it's my birthday month. Since it's my birthday month, I'm having a big sale with hundreds of dollars off savings on furniture. Not only are we offering big savings, you won't pay a dime on sales tax. That's right, no sales tax on cash or finance prices. I'm not done. We are knocking off $25 on all deliveries. In-store no credit check financing, family owned and service after the sale. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
March Madness is approaching. Make sure you have everything you need for the games by stopping by Four Corks Wine and Spirits. Choose from a wide selection of bourbons and whiskeys, craft beers, and a great selection of the coldest imports in town. Take advantage of the walk-in humidor for an A-list selection of cigars, or enjoy the elegant climate-controlled wine cellar of hand-selected wines. It's all here at Four Corks Wine and Spirits, just past the intersection of Mazard and Zero towards Ben Guerin.
Where can you get good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm, because State Farm agent Heath Roberts is your one-stop shop in the River Valley for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Heath Roberts is ready to help. Call 479-452-4088 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
This is Hog Reaction live from San Francisco at the NCAA Tournament.
Nebar takes the inbounds pass, 12 seconds, into the front court, all the way to the rim, blocked from behind by Tony.
Hog Reaction is brought to you by Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, Guild Mortgage, and Ritter Communications.
Feeds Wade in the corner, three-pointer, good!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Down goes Gonzaga. For the second time this season, the Razorbacks have upset the number one ranked team in the country, and the Hogs are going to the Elite Eight.
And welcome back to Hog Reaction right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com as your Razorbacks season is over as they fall to the Duke Blue Devils, who advance to the Final Four 78-69, 877-377-6963 to get your Hog Reactions here on our text line or through the phone. We get a text from Dylan in Greenwood. Great game. Nothing to be disappointed about. Back-to-back Elite Eight appearances brings us back to the national spotlight. And to lose only by 9 next season is our year. Also, Alan Fort Smith says, it's clear that this is not the ceiling for the Hogs and the must-bust. Chin up, Tommy. It's back to where we remember. Too much blue is all it was tonight. And, guys, that's kind of how it feels. It just feels like there was just a little too much blue in the Chase Center in San Francisco.
But is there any reason to believe there won't be blue, even with a new coach? I mean, look at North Carolina. I know they're an 8 seed, but they're a win away. And, I mean, and are we all giving a little prayer before we go to bed for St. Peter's tonight? We should. If we're not, put that in your agenda or bring that up in Sunday school tomorrow. But, I mean, there's no reason to believe, guys, that Duke's just going to completely fall apart once Coach K's no longer on the bench, because we're seeing at North Carolina, even though maybe they didn't have the full complete season they wanted, Ty, they're still 40 minutes away from a Final Four themselves.
Yeah, their season might not be done. Musselman kept saying in the press conference, Tommy, that he'd be surprised if that team didn't walk away with the national championship. But the way North Carolina's playing right now, they could be giving Duke all they can handle, and that'll be a really fun matchup between St. Peter's and one of the blue bloods in college basketball tomorrow.
I've never rooted for North Carolina, but I'm going to tell you, if they win tomorrow, we'll be rooting hard next Saturday, or I will be. I don't know about you guys, but rooting for Duke's just not within me. So.
Yeah, I can't do it. And
I don't know that I've ever rooted for North Carolina in anything, but I guess I'm a week away perhaps. I'll have to find something new. I'll have to find something deep down inside me for pull that one off.
Well, good news is we can all be the biggest Peacock fans in the world tomorrow, right?
Absolutely. But yes, you would love that, but doesn't that just put golden asphalt down? Doesn't it just golden paving for Duke to the national title game?
Yes, it does, but at least you think. But, I mean, heck, if St. Peter's is able to beat North Carolina, who just beat a really, really good UCLA team, maybe instead of we're all just background actors, we're all just, sideshows in the Coach K movie, maybe this is really the St. Peter's movie and Coach K is playing a supporting role.
I don't think I could hear at the end of that not only would it be the first or the second game in New Orleans next Saturday, but I don't think we would hear Jim Nantz say something along the lines of St. Peter sends Coach K's career to the pearly gates. I don't think we're going to see that occur. As sweet as that would be, I mean, that would be the sweetest thing of all, right? St. Peter's be the one to beat Duke.
It really would, Tommy. And the one thing all I have to say is, how does every 30 for 30 open up? What if I told you?
Yeah, what if I told you?
Exactly.
What if I told you St. Peter's was going to be the one to take Duke out? I'd sign up for that. I'd sign up for that story, guys.
I would too.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I would sign up for that one.
I don't think it's going to happen either. But unfortunately, the story is done. The chapter is complete. The book has come to an end on the Razorback season as they fall in the Elite Eight. Now, guys, to talk about the season as a whole, what was some of your best favorite memories from this season? I think we're all going to remember Auburn, all going to remember Kentucky, but are there other games and other spotlights, Ty, that when you reflect on the 2021-2022 season that you're going to hold fond and dearly?
I think it's always fun to go to Baton Rouge and the PMAC Center and get a win there. I think a lot of Arkansas fans, if you're taking out the two best wins of the season, Auburn and Kentucky, then I think a lot of Arkansas fans would point to there's several memorable plays this year. I think beating LSU in the SEC tournament, Will Wade talking about we have to face the music. Arkansas is just a better team. There's several quotes this season from us, and just I think these NCAA tournament lead-up games, the fact that Arkansas, so many people picked against Arkansas, that made it that much sweeter, especially the Gonzaga game. I don't know if the Gonzaga game would eclipse the Kentucky or Auburn game in people's minds, but man, we have 3 wins against 2 number 1 teams and a blue blood like Kentucky. It's a special season, and it definitely was for Arkansas basketball.
Ty went to the whole schedule, so I don't have much left to build upon, so I'll just take from some of his. But I think anytime you can say you beat 2 number 1s in a season and the number 1 overall seed, those are 2 games you got to look at. But that scene, those images that are burned in all of our Razorback memories of the floor being flooded with Razorback fans following that Auburn win. That was the sweetest beat in Texas this year. It really was in a lot of ways. So I think those are the best memories. But this will be a historic season looking back on some of the things Arkansas did that have not been done before. And I still like the fact that when you think, with Ty, you and I being, homegrown Arkansans, appreciate the fact that you're doing this with Jalen Williams. You're doing this with Devo Davis, who had to grow his role as the year went along. And then you look and spin forward to a Nick Smith and so many in-state kids with Ford and Pinion, coming into the program. This program's foundation is still with Arkansas talent. So you look at this season, and Jalen Williams was certainly at the center of everything happening, and Devo Davis isn't far from the center.
Yeah, Devontae had a pretty good first half, kind of disappeared a little bit in the second half, as a bunch of Arkansas players did. That zone just killed Arkansas. And when you have two young men, again, that hail from the state that are so front and center, as you just said, it's special. And it's special to see what Jalen Williams has a decision ahead of him. J.D. Note has a decision ahead of him. Au'Diese Toney has a decision ahead of him. And what they decide, I think, is going to majorly impact next season. I would lean towards this is what I think is going to happen as we're sitting here at 11:01 Central on a Saturday night in March. I think that Au'Diese and Jalen are going to come back, and I think JD is going to move on. That's my guess. I don't have any intel on that. That's just my uneducated guess, guys.
I would agree with you, particularly on Jalen Williams, although his ability to close at the rim, particularly down the stretch in the SEC tournament, the NCAA tournament, he had a couple of highlight dunks and attacks to the rim that we did not see all season long consistently. And I think his rim finishing offense has improved, but I still think he has a ways to go to be insured of a draft spot. So I'm with you. I think he's back. I think Toney didn't come into his own really till down the stretch. So I think you'll have some building blocks to come back to give that experience. And when you look at teams that generally have late season tournament success, and the transfer portal's changing some of this and where you go get it, but guys, it's veteran players, it's 22-year-old guys that seem to be at the core of what you're doing, and Arkansas is going to have some of those pieces with some phenomenal young talent next year.
Yeah, there's going to be some great talent on this team, and that's, I think, where a lot of people, while it is disappointing and you are upset, nobody wants their season to end unless you're hearing one shining moment and you came out on the winning side. You look to the future and you look to see what Eric Musselman is doing with his program. You look to see what kind of athletes he's bringing in. You're talking about a top 5 recruiting class, talking about some good senior or upperclassmen-led leadership that can help these younger guys move along. You feel good about where this program is going. And Ty, I know we talked about it multiple times, either on the Arkansas game day or throughout the week, that you're back-to-back Elite Eights, and you still feel like you're 2-3 years ahead of schedule.
Yeah, they are. Let's just be honest about it. I don't think any of you expected Arkansas to be in the Elite Eight in year 2 under Eric Musselman. They did it. They came back this year, especially after not having a great middle part of the season, losing 5 of 6. And I know I haven't gotten a chance to listen to this video Nick Smith Jr. and Jordan Walsh come out, but if I'm Nick and Jordan and Barry Dunning Jr. out of Alabama and Darian Ford and Joseph Pinion, I'm ecstatic, and the floor for this team next year should be the Elite Eight, and I think the guys that will be on the team next year, who are currently on the team, will tell the young guys that, and the young guys coming in, they don't want to go backwards, they want to go forward. So they'd love to end up in a Final Four next year, which I believe is in Houston, if I remember that correctly.
And you look at where this program's evolved to in the SEC. It's clearly past Florida as perhaps the number 2 program, and the way Kentucky's played. I mean, I'm not saying Arkansas is historically, the best program in the SEC, because that's not true. But, guys, if you take a snapshot of where things are right now, Alabama, didn't meet expectations this year. Kentucky certainly didn't meet expectations. Florida didn't have the right kind of year. Tell me a program that right now is on better footing, better foundation than Arkansas. And that sounds like a homer statement, but when you look around the league, and what will it be, 6 new coaches? I know one moved from Florida to Georgia in White, but was it 6 new faces at 6 different schools?
6 with an asterisk, so 5 new faces. This is guy at one, yeah.
Georgia's got a new coach. He's just one that came from the league. So, I mean, I'm just saying that the foundation at Arkansas may be as rock solid and peered up underneath as any of the 14 in this league.
I think that's fair. And you look about the transition, it looked like that people are trying to take a page out of Hunter, your textbook. They've kind of flipped from, hey, let's go get an established head coach who has had NCAA tournament success like the previous coaching cycle, and we're seeing this new age where they're trying to get the next hot mid-major guy. And I don't know if any of these institutions that made these hires, if they found them or not. I just know that the guy that's heading your university, and excuse me, not your university, but your basketball program now knows exactly what he's doing. But
let's also be fair here, Ty, with the balance of the conversation. Eric Musselman comes along at the same time. There's an Isaiah Joe and a Moses Moody to have on your roster that come from in-state, so that always helps. He's a phenomenal coach, but you got to have great talent. He's gotten the track record built up with those in-state kids to make it safe and make it good and make it the place now you want to attend. He did that, but he also had the opportunity with some in-state kids that haven't always been there. But we know right now Arkansas high school basketball is, for the size of state we have and the numbers you need out of the state, Ty, it's pretty darn good right now.
And it's well respected too, which is important. It's well respected nationally. When you talk about Arkansas high school football talent, not respected nationally. When you talk about Arkansas basketball high school talent, it's very respected. And he's also shown the ability to do it two ways, right? He's shown that I can do it with 4 phenom freshmen like he did in year 2. And then he's shown, you know what, I don't need freshmen. I can just do it with transfers like this year. Because Chance Moore didn't play a lick of any meaningful minutes this year. They just used transfers, Trey Wade, and Stanley Moody, and Audis Tony, and Chris Like. So he's shown that he's a guy that is able to do it in multiple ways, which some coaches have had to change their philosophies and stuff over the years. And I think it just that 2-year glimpse in 2021 and 2022 that shows that he has the ability to win in a variety of ways.
Yeah, and the future is definitely bright, guys. Don't forget that Anthony Black is set to commit to Arkansas, to somebody else, to the G League here on Mondays. Ty is in San Francisco, and we want to thank our great sponsors for allowing us to bring you the #1 NCAA tournament coverage in the state of Arkansas. Thank you so much to Ritter Communications, providing 100% fiber internet from a 100% Arkansas company. Ritter Communications, right for you. Guild Mortgage, serving you for all your home loan needs. See more at guildmortgage.com. Get a free furnace when you purchase a qualifying new system. For Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, call 855-GO-CALL-BUD or gocallbud.com. Bud Anderson is the official heating and cooling provider of the Arkansas Razorbacks. 877-377-6963. Still some time to get your calls, your texts, your hog reactions left in this hog reaction as Arkansas season has come to a close after losing in the Elite Eight to the Duke Blue Devils. When we come back, we talked about the highs, but there also were some lows in this season that I don't think you can tell the story of 2021, 2022 without mentioning. So we're going to talk about that and, of course, the highs and a lot more on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Hog Reaction here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
You're listening to Hog Reaction live from San Francisco at the NCAA Tournament. Hog Reaction is brought to you by Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, Guild Mortgage, and Ritter Communications.
Sports fans, it's March Madness. Where are you going to bet? I know where I will. BUSR, of course. NCAA basketball, NBA, MLB, you name it, they got it. Besides sports and racing, you can play over 300 casino games at BUSR.com. And remember, no download is needed to play these games. Sign up today and get an exclusive 100% deposit bonus by going to BUSR.com/morningrush. That's BUSR.com/morningrush. Bet with confidence. Bet with BUSR.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. Right now, you can do the complete job and get a great deal when you buy a set of Duralast brake pads and rotors. It's also AutoZone's national hiring event. We're hiring all positions, from sales to warehouse and drivers, both part-time and full-time. Visit careers.autozone.com or any one of our stores.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Barrels and Brews Bottle Shop at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing has everything you need for March Madness and beyond. In stock now, Peyton Manning's Bourbon, made with the blend of 3 Tennessee bourbons to create a special and one-of-a-kind offering. Enjoy this bourbon or choose from a fine selection of quality bourbons and whiskeys throughout the store. Wine Wednesday every Wednesday, or hit the cooler for the coldest beer in town. All this and more at Barrels and Brews Bottle Shop at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing.
Wide open look for Amude, and he buries it.
Advanced Mechanical Performance, your premier UTV, off-road, truck, and Jeep repair facility. Whether it's a lift kit, an oil change, or a complete makeover of your machine, go see Cody and the gang at AMP and get it right the first time. These guys know what they're doing and are doing what they know. Advanced Mechanical Performance, 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Call them today at 434-4161.
It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until you get something done. Yeah, I know the game is on, but the faucet is still dripping, the toilet keeps running, and the drains won't drain, and on and on. You need to call West Ark Plumbing and let them do the dirty work while you enjoy the game. Call them at 646-5151 and watch the ball game without the West Ark Plumbing, 646-5151.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for 48 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Located next to Eunice's and Sam's Club on South 74th, the Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
There's a Kubota for every job. You'll find the one for your job at Gray Brothers, serving the Fort Smith and Poteau area. Gray Brothers equipment is staffed with friendly experts ready to help you step up to the Kubota mower, tractor, or excavator right for you. For residential, construction, farming, and more, Gray Brothers offers the machines and the service you can depend on. Kubota's signature orange is the sign of quality. At Gray Brothers, if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
Late breaking news. Central Hydraulics has teamed up with Wacker Neuson to meet your ever-growing equipment needs. Wacker Neuson offers loaders, excavators, skid steers, telehandlers, and more. Central Hydraulics is also your Gates Hydraulic Hose Center. Stop by today at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
What do you get when you pull into Tony's Tire Service? You get the best selection of tires for any car, truck, or commercial vehicle. Tony's Tire Service has Cooper tires and is ready to serve you to get you back on the road safely. They'll also get your vehicle fixed with brake replacements, plus an alignment with the best repair guy in the area. Tony's Tire Service has been serving the River Valley for over 34 years. Come let our guys replace your tires with Cooper tires and our service department to make sure the vehicle has the best brakes and alignments. Tony's Tire Service, 7200 South 28th Street in Fort Smith. Service you can depend on.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
This is Hog Reaction live from San Francisco at the NCAA Tournament.
Nebhard takes the inbounds pass, 12 seconds, into the front court, all the way to the rim, blocked from behind by Tony.
Hog Reaction is brought to you by Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, Guild Mortgage, and Ritter Communications.
Feeds Wade in the corner, three-pointer, good!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Down goes Gonzaga. For the second time this season, the Razorbacks have upset the number one ranked team in the country, and the Hogs are going to the Elite Eight.
And welcome back to Hog Reaction as Arkansas falls in the Elite Eight for the second straight year, this time to the Duke Blue Devils, as Coach K's final season run of destiny, I guess, is what you can call it, has continued as he and the Devils are headed to New Orleans, his 13th Final Four, which is an NCAA record. Drew Barrett here, Tommy Kraft, and Ty Richardson in San Francisco as we recap this game, recap the amazing season for the Razorbacks. Because, I mean, how many schools can say they've been to the back-to-back Elite Eights at least the last 2 years? Well, there's Houston, and then there's Arkansas. So there is a lot to be proud of, a lot to be happy with. Yes, it sucks. It hurts you in your gut and cuts you to your core. But you got to sit back, look around, and see that the grass is still definitely so much greener. So, Tommy, we talked about the good things of the season, but when you fully recap, I think the lows have to be put in there. You have to talk about those things because you don't get the highest of highs without the lowest of lows. And for y'all, what was maybe the lowest or the hardest that you hurt outside of tonight? I mean, obviously this one hurts, but was there a time that you thought that the season wasn't going to pan out? Was it the loss in Tulsa to OU? Was it Hofstra in Little Rock? Was it starting the SEC 0-3? I think it could be any of those, but was there a real low point for you guys this season?
The home loss to Vanderbilt sticks out hard because you don't lose at Bud Walton Arena. That's just kind of one of the absolutes, and you certainly don't lose to an unranked team that had a good close to their season. But Vanderbilt's Vanderbilt in this league, right? So I would, the Hofstra loss at least got hidden by the fact that it wasn't on TV. Thank the Lord. But the Vanderbilt game was in front and center in front of everybody. But I think honestly, Ty, it's the cumulative factor of all of those losses together. Probably kept you from being a little bit higher seed, although you played your way up to a 4. Without that Hofstra loss, without that Vanderbilt loss, and you can survive OU, you can survive those 2 other conference losses to begin the year. But those 2 still sting and might have kept you off the 3 seed line.
It's kind of like what you said, Tommy, the Hofstra loss. It's a good thing it wasn't on TV because that was horrendous. Yeah, that to me sticks out.
Which was probably the worst loss of the year, when you look at the analytics, right?
Yeah, and you could probably make a debate. It might be the worst loss in the Eric Musselman era, and we're grasping at straws here, right? Because they just finished an Elite Eight run, and you posed a question that needs to be asked. But, I mean, the good far outweighs the bad. Sometimes in certain situations, the bad outweighs the good, but in this case, based on where they ended, and again, it's frustrating. I think Arkansas fans can feel a little bit of disappointment how this game concluded. And Tommy, you started out pretty hot. You forced, I think, 3 turnovers. JD hit his first 3, and I looked over. I'm sitting next to Curtis and John, a few of me members, and I'm like, man, is this how this game's going to go tonight? We just kind of looked at each other and said that with our eyes and smiled. And next thing you know, Duke goes on the run to close out the half, and they hit that 3 to close it out. Chris takes what I looked to be an ill-advised shot, and then they come down and bury that 3. And
You're being nice.
Very nice.
And then, you're being nice.
Yeah, well, more of the 3-pointer. I know you were talking about the one he just kind of threw up. Yeah, but the 3-pointer, and then the other shot or the other run where Duke again they were only at a 5-point lead, and Banchero got fouled, and I'm putting, you can't see my air quotes around foul, but. It won in the cards tonight, man. You got beat by a better team. We've said it multiple times, but
that last 2 minutes of the first half just was you had to avoid that run. You did against Gonzaga. You didn't let them have a run to go to the locker room. And then like that last 3, I don't know, it was 26, 27-footer. It was several feet behind the line. When that thing goes in, that's just a dagger. I mean, you talk about crushing your hopes, crushing your spirits. We talk about changing the tones of the locker room message at halftime the other night against Gonzaga. That shot there probably changed the entire speech, right, for both teams. But just because that really put some distance and separation in this ball game. So that was rough. And then, again, we talked about this at the top of the show here tonight in Hog Reaction. When Duke went to that zone defense, Arkansas's just, let's just face it, guys, not a good enough shooting team to shoot teams out of zone very often, particularly an elite team like Duke.
And I'm surprised it took Coach K, 28 minutes to go into that zone.
One of these days he'll learn. He'll figure it out one of these days. But
that has to be and Muss is talking about post-game how he's going to get working on this next season as soon as possible. you just got to have some shooting. I know Joseph Pinion is a lethal high school shooter. We'll see how much he factors in the rotation next year. Jackson Robinson didn't play much. But when you can't shoot, which Arkansas struggled for the majority of the season behind the three-point line, that makes it more difficult. I know their game plan was getting to the rim, getting the rack, but they weren't getting a lot of free throws attempted tonight. So when Duke's giving you wide-open threes, because Arkansas had a good chunk of them, guys, they just weren't able to convert, and that was one of the other storylines of this game tonight.
You know, when you look back at this year and what do you need, what are the pieces for next year, you know, one thing they need a real true five. I mean, you look around the SEC, you look at, you know, Tshiebwe, you look at Walker Kessler, you just go down the list of the big men in this league. In Arkansas, while Jalen Williams is a great player, he's a 4.5. He's not a 5. You know, and that might be the piece that you look at these teams that have the ability to match up or create difficult matchups for the opponent when you get this late in the tournament. I think that's one reason Kansas is going to be tough to get out of this tournament. You've got to have not just someone who's tall, but big and can move their feet. And I know they're unicorns. They're hard to find out there, but that's kind of the one missing piece. And you can win, and you can win 28 ball games without that kind of player. We've seen it here, this season. But, guys, I think that's the one thing that I'll be interested to see if Muss thinks that's part of what he needs, because I just look around at the other teams that seem to seemingly advance to this point. They always seem to have a true big man inside this late in the tournament.
Yeah, it's one of those things, Ty and Tommy, that, we talk about the game of basketball changing so much that it feels like it's gotten smaller at some aspects where everybody has to be able to play beyond the perimeter. Everybody has to be able to develop a three. But as things change, it almost feels like things stay the same. And a quality big man is always going to be needed in basketball, regardless of what level you're at.
Yeah, and some things never change. You got Villanova and Duke in the Final Four by tomorrow. Kansas and North Carolina may join them, and it's a blue-blooded Final Four. I mean, and Duke's as blue blood as they get. So you just look at it from that perspective. Things do get smaller, things get faster, rules change, physicality trying to be taken out of the ball game. But Ty, you still got to be able to create matchup problems and answer matchup issues when you have them.
Yeah, I've been advocating all kind of the back half of this season that needs to be Musselman's number one priority in the transfer portal is to get big men, because when Jalen Williams goes out of the game, and he had 2 fouls early in the first half, I think picked up his second with 5 something and change to go. There's just a different level when he's not on the floor, and Kamani comes in, and Kamani works his tail off. He's just not as impactful, and so you've got to be able to find someone, which Musselman is very capable of doing in the transfer portal, that can spell Jalen or be a twin tower with Jalen, because that's what I don't think at any point in the game that Duke had Theo John and Mark Williams on the floor. If they did, I must have missed it. But you did see, you saw Walker Kessler and Jabari Smith. You saw Drew Timme and Chet Holmgren. There are teams that have the ability to go big and go small. Arkansas really doesn't have, even with Kamani in there. Kamani's about 6'7", 6'8", and I know they're they're few and far between, but if you can go get yourself a 6'10", a 6'11", or a 7-foot guy that can move and is mobile, that's going to be a key element that Arkansas would love to have next year.
Yeah, and Duke shoots 54% for the game tonight. Why? Look at and they showed it on television once. The shot chart at some point in the first half, it was 13 of 19 shots, and there was no 3-point baskets made for Duke. Duke ends up 4 of 10 tonight. 10 3-point attempts. Why? Because they were feasting inside the paint, and Arkansas didn't have many answers. You just look at their lineup tonight. We knew this: Wendell Moore, Banchero, Griffin, all with size, and of course Mark Williams. They were not a guard-heavy lineup, and it just created mismatch problems.
Yeah, no, Duke definitely was able to control the paint, and I think especially the way that they were able to control the glass is something that definitely played a big factor in this game. 877-377-6963. Few more segments to get your calls and your texts, your hog reactions, your recap of the season. Drew Barrett, Tommy Kraft, and, of course, Ty Richardson is out in San Francisco with all the great coverage. When we come back, taking your texts, your calls, so don't go anywhere. Hog Reaction will be right back on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
You're listening to Hog Reaction live from San Francisco at the NCAA Tournament. Hog Reaction is brought to you by Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, Guild Mortgage, and Ritter Communications.
Being helpful is what Arvest Bank is all about, and part of being helpful is listening to our customers, which is one of the reasons why Arvest Go, our mobile app, has been certified 2 years in a row by J.D. Power for providing an outstanding mobile banking experience. You can easily pay friends, securely lock and unlock your cards, deposit checks, pay bills, and more. So download Arvest Go today. Arvest Bank, ready to help. Member FDIC. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up,
Good night.
There's a lot of meetups, eat-ups, and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell. And engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
Live here at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, online at randallford.com. Audrey, you guys just won the best used car dealer. How are you able to do that?
Best of the best in the area, guys. That was voted for. It's because we take care of our customers. You get a great experience every time. I mean, and it's everything from the way we handle you here all the way to our mobile service van that'll come out and actually service your used cars at your house, man. I mean, we try to go above and beyond for our customers.
At Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, or online at randallford.com.
Everyone loves great Tex-Mex. The best Tex-Mex around is at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Tex-Mex brisket nachos, Mexican pizza, pork belly tacos, and the best fajitas in town. And when the Hogs are on TV, it's always half-price apps and taps. Your favorite drinks and the best Tex-Mex in town is at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Who is 33 CBD Supply? Well, they have the largest licensed hemp farm in Oklahoma. They are a local CBD product company and nutrition store that focuses on high-quality product development and education. They sell CBD ingestibles, tropicals, pet, and skincare products that contain no THC or marijuana. Stop by today and take advantage of buy one product, get the second product half off. Use product code ESPN50. 33 CBD Supply is located at 2801 Old Greenwood Road, Suite 11 in Fort Smith. Visit them online at 33cbdsupply.com. That's 33CBD Supply.
Brent Higgins Trucking appreciates and loves their valued employees, and they love the Hogs and are proud of all their accomplishments this year. Brent Higgins Trucking is dedicated to driver safety and a high standard of business. They take an interest in their employees, and they're always looking for the best candidates to fill future positions. If you're interested in a career with Brent Higgins Trucking, check out their website, BrentHigginsTrucking.com. That's BrentHigginsTrucking.com.
Need to get away from the hustle and bustle of our daily lives and relax? Call Riverview Cabins and Canoes in Odin, Arkansas, and pick one of their 14 handcrafted cabins and take in the beauty of the Ouachita Natural Forest. Canoe or kayak on the Ouachita River. Hike or mountain bike on one of the many trails. Take a beautiful sightseeing guided trail horseback ride or fish the Ouachita River or Lake Ouachita. There's something for everyone nearby. All this and more at Riverview Cabins and Canoes. Call them at 870-326-4630. We have something for everyone.
March is here at Frank Rowe Furniture, and it's my birthday month. Since it's my birthday month, I'm having a big sale with hundreds of dollars off savings on furniture. Not only are we offering big savings, you won't pay a dime on sales tax. That's right, no sales tax on cash or finance prices. I'm not done. We are knocking off $25 on all deliveries. In-store no credit check financing, family owned and serviced after the sale. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
State sales tax paid on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot now through the end of the month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. You heard right. State sales tax paid on pre-owned vehicles at Harry Robinson. You'll save hundreds, even thousands with sales tax paid. This sale does not apply to previously negotiated deals. Don't miss your chance to get your state sales tax paid now through the end of the month on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 at Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Hog Reaction live from San Francisco at the NCAA Tournament.
Nebar takes the inbounds pass, 12 seconds, into the front court, all the way to the rim, blocked from behind by Tony.
Hog Reaction is brought to you by Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, Guild Mortgage, and Ritter Communications.
Feeds Wade in the corner, three-pointer, good!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Down goes Gonzaga. For the second time this season, the Razorbacks have upset the number one ranked team in the country, and the Hogs are going to the Elite Eight.
And welcome back to Hog Reaction. Drew Barrett, Tommy Kraft, and Ty Richardson as we recap the loss tonight. The season is over. The book is closed on this one of the 2021-2022 Razorback basketball season as they fall to the Duke Blue Devils in the Elite Eight. And we do have time for your calls, your text, 877-377-6963 of your Hog Reaction as the season has come to a close. We get a text out of the 870. He says he fell in love with this team and knew Muss is 100% the man for our Hogs as he watched the loss to OU. Didn't miss watching or listening to a game the rest of the season after that. So that's one guy that saw the potential when a lot of people were down on the Razorbacks. And when you have a team like Arkansas and you have a coach, more importantly, like Eric Musselman, even when there's doubt, even when you feel down and you feel lost, you know you've got the right leadership in place.
Well, there's forward momentum because not only do you have back-to-back Elite Eights, but you have an incredible recruiting class. Where do they rank right now? I know they're tops in the.
I want to say 3.
Is it number? You guys keep up with more of that, but I know they're not going to catch the number one ranking even if they get black. But there is a lot to be hopeful for about the future, and we know in college basketball, Ty, it's about one and dones. But you've got the quality of players coming in that. Next year, you said, maybe the floor is the Elite Eight. I can't disagree with that, but I think the expectation going into the year, if everyone gets on campus, if there's early talk about Final Four, I think that's merited perhaps next year. Let's get everybody here and in practice and on campus first, but if everything falls into place as planned, Ty, Final Four is not a crazy conversation for next year.
Yeah, and the reason I said that is because Jalen told us that yesterday, that he felt like the floor of this basketball team was to at least get back to an Elite Eight. They accomplished that, and now this next year with all the talent, again, the number one recruiting class according to the rankings in history. Now, we know recruits don't always lead to championships, but if there's any indication about what Nick Smith Jr. and Jordan Walsh, I know those are the main tandem that everyone's excited about, plus the other 3 gentlemen coming in, and then Muss is always going to get someone, 1 or 2 or 3 guys in the transfer portal as well. We'll probably have some transfers out of this basketball team that you'll have to account for. I tend to agree with you, and you look at I'm a guy that likes to look at this stuff ahead. That Kansas City Regional, Tommy, sure looks tasty, being 3.5 hours away at the Sweet 16 Elite Eight.
Got to be probably a 1 or a 2 seed to maybe get that close, but. Correct me if I'm wrong. You got 2 McDonald's All-American and two Gatorade Players of the Year in their own states, and those are
correct.
None of those duplicate. I mean, they don't overlap. It's 4 different players in your class next year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Darian Ford, who won in Arkansas, Barry Dunn Jr., who won in Alabama,
Yep.
and then Nick and Jordan are both McDonald's All-Americans. Jordan was an honorable mention, and then maybe that was the Jersey Mike's one, and then Nick was also an All-American. So it's pretty special to see.
We just make Nick Smith the Morning Rush Arkansas Player of the Year, right? We're just naming that. So,
I mean, might as well. We got enough following.
Let's get something for Pinion in here. The hitthatline.com Arkansas Player of the Year. We'll just make one up here. But my point is, it's not just heavy. Sometimes you look at a class and it's rated higher than maybe most in your conference or your division or whatever, but it's based on 1 or 2 players. I think he got 4. Pinion kind of gets lost in this conversation, and I'll be interested to see how he fits in. But he was sought after by a lot of people, even though he doesn't have one of those 4 accolades I mentioned.
Yeah, he's going to be a guy that Razorback fans will like, being an in-state kid, and he can shoot it. And Arkansas, again, that's the element that this team just missed all season, and it finally caught up to him at this point. Didn't catch up to him against Gonzaga, as some thought it would, but it really did against Duke, because Duke shot it, what do we say, 55% for the game. So
they just made another one.
When you have to go up against a team like that, and I mean, it's not like Arkansas. And Drew, you asked me earlier, what does Arkansas have to shoot from the 3-point line? I said 30% or better. They shot exactly 30%, 6 from 20. But when
would have liked the better part, though.
Arkansas got a little apprehensive when Duke went into that zone, and there were guys that had floaters and layup attempts and others that kicked the ball out or did something that I wasn't really used to. They just got fidgety of sorts. And the 3-point shot, I think, is an element that Eric Musselman is going to approach this offseason, figure out how he can do that, because that's something this team just, unfortunately, outside of really Stanley Moody and J.D. Note, they just didn't have it this year.
Yeah, Duke made, look at their shot chart here, 12 of 16 within the 4-foot arc and 11 of 18 in the lane tonight. So, I mean, you just look at, they had 10 3-point attempts. Their shots, let's see, that would be 32 of their shot attempts occurred in the paint tonight. I mean, so that's where you get 32 of their 53. That tells you exactly how the game was won tonight for Duke, and that was just their mismatches with their size advantage inside.
And
in offensive rebound putbacks. So
yeah, unfortunately, I think there's a bad matchup for every team when it comes to the tournament, and unfortunately, Arkansas ran into theirs tonight as they fall to the Duke Blue Devils, but we were lucky enough to have some great sponsors that allowed Ty to go out to San Francisco and to give y'all the best coverage of the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight. And those sponsors, we cannot thank enough. Ritter Communications providing 100% fiber internet from a 100% Arkansas company. Ritter Communications, right by you. Guild Mortgage, serving you for all your home loan needs. See more at guildmortgage.com and get a free furnace when you purchase a qualifying new system from Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling. Call 855-GO-CALL-BUD or go call bud.com. Bud Anderson is the official heating and cooling provider of the Arkansas Razorbacks. One last segment. When we come back, we'll wrap up the recap of the Duke game. We'll wrap up looking back at the season and leave you on a note of hope, as we've already talked about what's ahead, but we'll kind of close out this chapter of Arkansas basketball on the other side. So get one last chance, get your text calls, 877-377-6963. Right back here on Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
You're listening to Hog Reaction live from San Francisco at the NCAA Tournament. Hog Reaction is brought to you by Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, Guild Mortgage, and Ritter Communications.
You're always up for some fun with the family, so you order the essentials, a new board game, some baking supplies, and even a new projector for outdoor movie night. And with the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards which you can put toward an extra treat that everyone will enjoy, like an old-fashioned popcorn machine. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect opportunity for a significant business upgrade. Save up to 45% on Dell computers with Windows 11 Pro and get an easy start to your workday. Plus, enjoy special pricing on Dell docks, monitors, servers, and more, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today to find the right tech for your business with fast free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Live here at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, online at randallford.com. Audrey, you guys just won the best used car dealer. How are you able to do that?
Best of the best in the area, guys. That was voted for. It's because we take care of our customers. You get a great experience every time. I mean, and it's everything from the way we handle you here all the way to our mobile service van that'll come out and actually service your used cars at your house, man. I mean, we try to go above and beyond for our customers.
At Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, or online at randallford.com.
The award-winning Memphis-style barbecue that you've always loved is now available for lunch at 2 locations. Whole Hog Cafe in Fort Smith is now serving up delicious ribs, pulled pork, brisket, chicken, and all the sides at both locations. Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue next to Dollar General and at the Burrow Road location in Fort Smith Industrial Park. Dine in or order online at wholehogfortsmith.com. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 till 3.
I'm Matt Brown, PGA professional at the Ben Guerin Golf Course and director of the Ben Guerin Youth Golf Academy. We offer affordable weekly junior golf classes throughout the year to kids ages 3 through 16, including an LPGA, USGA, girls-only golf class. If you're looking for a fun and safe environment for your child to learn the game of golf, then consider the Ben Guerin Youth Golf Academy. Classes start March 22nd. For more information or to sign your child up, call 646-2444.
When you are tired of the high-pressure sales pitch at all the other car lots, come to Motor Car Connections. Mart and Travis have over 20 years experience connecting people to their next ride. Have you been turned down for bad credit? They can help you rebuild your credit and get you bank financing. Motor Car Connections specializes in affordable trucks, but also has a wide variety of used cars. Motor Car Connections, connecting you to your next ride. 2811 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren or online at motorcarconnections.com.
Gray Steel Structures Incorporated is a family-owned business based in Greenwood specializing in steel structures. Owner Will Gray has 20 years experience doing the job right and making sure you're satisfied with the structure you have a need for. Gray Steel Structures serves both commercial and residential customers. Whatever your need may be, mini storage, RV storage, home workshop, or any metal building need, make Gray Steel Structures your first call. Gray Steel Structures, 252-2783. That's 252-2783.
GraySteelStructuresInc.com. That's Gray with an A.
Hey, where's the rest of the beer?
I'm probably out unless you clowns brought some.
Well, I've already had 3. Who's going to get more?
Order it from your phone.
From where?
Sody's delivers.
You mean where my girlfriend gets her wine and those cheese plates?
And if you don't want to drive, that's where you can order it. My free beer is gone.
Sody's now delivers inside Fort Smith city limits. Just order from mysodys.com or download the Sody's app and order from your phone. Sody's Wine and Spirits. Experience different.
Get 100% fiber internet from a 100% Arkansas company. Ritter Communications has been connecting Arkansas businesses with advanced fiber internet, voice, and cloud services since 1906. They are the largest privately held regional broadband provider in the Mid-South, providing customers with a fast and reliable 100% fiber technology that delivers speeds up to 10 gig and an average uptime of 99.99%. Visit RitterBusiness.com or call 1-888-336-4249 to get started.
Hey Hog fans, this is Andy Belkey with Orr Auto Park in Fort Smith. Are you in the market to upgrade or sell your current vehicle? If so, I'm your guy. I have access to one of the largest selections of new and pre-owned vehicles in the area, which means I have a car, truck, or SUV to fit your every need. Give me, Andy, a call or text at 479-285-2280 and let me help you put your dream in your driveway. That's 479-285-2280. Thank you and go Hogs.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Hog Reaction live from San Francisco at the NCAA Tournament.
Nebar takes the inbounds pass, 12 seconds, into the front court, all the way to the rim, blocked from behind by Tony.
Hog Reaction is brought to you by Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, Guild Mortgage, and Ritter Communications.
Feeds Wade in the corner, three-pointer, good!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Down goes Gonzaga. For the second time this season, the Razorbacks have upset the number 1 ranked team in the country, and the Hogs are going to the Elite Eight.
And welcome back to the last segment of Hog Reaction. As the Arkansas Razorbacks, their season is over, the book is closed, and it is on the shelf for the 2021-2022 season as the Duke Blue Devils beat your Razorbacks 78-69 in the Elite Eight. Drew Barrett, Tommy Kraft, and Ty Richardson is in San Francisco. As we wrap it up, we wrap up this season. Don't worry, we'll have a lot more time throughout the week to talk about it, to recap it, and really reflect. And I know that we haven't had as many calls and texts as we're used to, and I'm sure it's because everybody out there is hurting. But I'm sure give it a day or two. By Monday, when we ask for your calls and your texts, everybody will be in a better mood and more of a reflective and how about that season. Because when you're in the throes of it right now, it does feel it hurts for one. But the thing is, you can never get upset with an Elite Eight appearance. You can never be mad about not making it to the Final Four when you get this close because, to be honest, it's just a numbers game. Only 8 teams get to say they went to the Elite Eight every year. That's very select company, and it's company you should be happy to be in. And Only you and Houston can say that you've made back-to-back Elite Eights. So, Tommy, what are some of your final reflections, final thoughts on the 2021-2022 season?
Well, I think they'd overcome some things. I think Muss probably had one of his better coaching jobs when you think about what he dealt with personally. The recruiting that went on during the year, the shoulder that he had to deal with. Guys, I'm lucky I haven't had to deal with something that painful and a surgery right in the midst of one of your busiest parts of your year. Talk about when you're the leader of the organization, that's a huge distraction. And to overcome all of that, to deal with all of that, and still get your team back to an Elite Eight is a pretty good testament of his work ethic and then what he's built into the rest of his coaching staff and this team. And so I think that I take some of that away. And the fact that they just played hard. I mean, he gets his guys to play hard through desire themselves, through fear, whatever the motivator is that day, he finds a way to do. I think there is some fear there. I mean, those weighted jackets are no fun. So I do think there's some fear involved. So
you want to hold bricks above your head all the day?
Yeah, I mean, Ty, I don't think I think there is some fear involved in why they play so hard. So, but these guys do play hard. They're a great defensive team, but to get to this next level, to get to that third weekend, Ty, got to find some guys who can put the ball in the hole more frequently.
Tommy, I haven't smiled since the game concluded, but you managed to crack a smile on my face with that comment because I think
it's true though, right?
Yeah, I remember everyone had that coach in high school that you were afraid that this guy's going to run us if we don't start practicing better, harder, whatever it was. And you talk about the weighted vest and kind of everything that they had to go through this year. I just think I don't think it can be overstated that this team kind of galvanized and came together in a situation where a lot of Arkansas fans, I think, had jumped off ship, and I think we were starting to get worried when they'd lost 5 of 6, but then they turned it around in a form of fashion that was awesome. And you look at the wins they had against the number 1 team in the country, Auburn, at Budwell, with the court storming, everything that happened, beating Gonzaga 2 nights ago, and then beating Kentucky. To me, the Kentucky win, even though the other 2 were against number 1 teams, that Kentucky win is just special because of the rivalry, because of the history, because of the significance of those teams going at it. There are so many great memories that I'll cherish probably the rest of my life from this season, and I'm just happy that this basketball program has been taken up a notch compared to where it was in the previous years. And there's the sleeping giant woke up, fellas, and the sleeping giant's hopefully going to be around knocking on doors for quite some time with this basketball coach.
And I'm not saying you'll forget the memories of this year, but Ty, I think if you just hang around a few more years, there's going to be better memories that surpass those. I really believe that. Maybe I got these Razorback glasses on. I don't know, but I just really believe you've got the right coach finally. And I know it's his 3rd year, but with COVID and everything that kind of set a lot of things back, I just think. Maybe I'm being a homer, but I think better days are ahead for this football program. For this basketball program.
Well, football too,
and football too, but particularly the basketball, since that's what we're talking about. I just think that elite gold ring of a national championship. You've got the coach in place. You've got the players in this state. You've got the recruits coming. A lot of things have to fall your way, but Dude, I think better things are still ahead. And while this season was fun and everything you mentioned is a memory to last a lifetime, I think those are going to get shoved down the list in the next few years, perhaps.
And I think a lot of people agree with you that the best is yet to come, and I don't think that's a homer statement based on the recruiting class that you have coming in. And again, it's taken 3 years, so the foundation for Arkansas basketball is not what Sam Pittman inherited. It's been much better, and you can credit Mike Anderson for that, but what he's been able to do here in 3 years, Eric Musselman, it's nothing short of remarkable. And I think it shows you the fan base. You're going to have 19,200 fans in attendance, and that place is going to sell out this next season just like it did. It's going to be a rabid crowd. Yeah. Hopefully they'll have some good non-conference and conference games. You won't get Kentucky twice this year, unfortunately. I don't think you'll have to go to Rupp Arena, but hopefully there'll be some marquee home games that'll get people riled up. And again, I go back to it. You want, and you said it best earlier, to be a 1 or 2 seed because that Kansas City Regional is sitting 3.5 hours away from your campus. And I just think that Arkansas being the Sprint Center, they could maybe play in Birmingham or Go ahead, guys.
And let's hope Kansas, and I know our good friend Rita, hopefully she's not listening, coming.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Kansas isn't that good next year because they're going to be a shoo-in to be in that region if they're a 1 or a 2 seed.
That's a good point.
Yeah, fingers crossed, guys. And I think we'll close it out with this. Bart from Rogers, he texts us in. He says, I am a bit disappointed, but I truly feel Arkansas is at the beginning of some amazing times to come. Arkansas, welcome to the Blue Bloods, and next year will be ours. Let's go, Hogs. About 30 seconds for each of you. One last thing that you want to say to kind of put a bow on this season before we get out of here.
I'm really disappointed that next week's not going to be filled with etouffee and shrimp and Bloody Marys and hurricanes and all the things that I had planned because we were going to expense it, right, Ty? Just expense all of it next week. You know, it's going to be a big week filled with butter inside every dish next week. You know, because that's the way everything starts in New Orleans. So I'm disappointed about that. But 28 wins, that's nothing to sneeze at. And for a program that had been so absent from this part of the tournament for so long, to have it back-to-back years, I think proves the foundation that's here. And again, I'll just go back to what I said just a few minutes ago. I believe better days are still ahead.
I would say that I'll give one last party note to the fans of Razorback basketball that, I mean, San Francisco, California, as we figure it out, is a long way from home. And I know that Duke fans outnumbered you here, but just the energy that you guys brought this season, Muss was talking about in the post-game press conference, it was unbelievable. I mean, you think about it was talked about on the broadcast about how, like, Tennessee fans for the Arkansas game, they showed up, I think, like 2 or 3 hours before tip is what the ESPN guys were saying. I think it was Jimmy Dykes and Carl Ravage on the call. And you think about what Arkansas fans camping out for the Kentucky game, camping out for the Auburn game, or trying to. I know the weather kind of didn't permit that, but Arkansas fans just were unbelievable at home and in neutral sites like in Buffalo. Drew, you got to see that firsthand, and me getting to see it in San Francisco. So that's what I want to leave this Hog Reaction on, is just to give credit to the fans because you guys were instrumental in this team's success this year.
But can we still have gumbo next week?
Deal.
Oh, I think I messed something up there, guys. I was trying to start the 45 seconds, but that's Hog Reaction. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for all the week for more college basketball and more Razorback talk on ESPN Arkansas. Have a good night and go Hogs.
What you want at Auto Finders Highway 64 Roland. Check out the ATVs and boats for the outdoorsmen in the family, too. AutoFindersOK.com. Auto Finders. Your search ends here.
Everyone loves great Tex-Mex. The best Tex-Mex around is at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Tex-Mex brisket nachos, Mexican pizza, pork belly tacos, and the best fajitas in town. And when the Hogs are on TV, it's always half-price apps and taps.